And welcome back to another Who Would Win. Today's Who Would Win, you'll notice I haven't changed in terms of appearance or location, all recording pre. John Wick versus Totally Spies from Shadow Archer. I do remember Totally Spies, but I don't remember a lot of, like, the series as a whole. And I know they had gadgets. I know they, because I've tried to Google Totally Spies, but nothing really came up in terms of, like, skill set or equipment these girls have used. Totally Spies, let's try gadgets. Because let's get out of the way. Totally Spies wise, these girls are trained acrobatics. They do have, like, combat experience, all of that. That's the important thing for the fight. But the question is, what gadgets do they bring? Because I'm going to tell you right now, if they don't have a lot of gadgets, John Wick is going to cleave through these girls. John Wick, the Baba Yaga, ex-assassin, like their top hitman for the Russian mafia in a certain area of, what was it, New York? Yeah, New York. He was in retirement. Then the events of the first film happened, leading all the way into the fourth film. The man is a one-man army. Generally speaking, he's wearing very sophisticated Kevlar body armor. You can mail it into his suit. He has a laundry list of handguns and firearms he has used over the time. He generally uses, is it a Beretta, or I can't remember what he uses, but he generally uses like a 17 round magazine handgun, quick reload. He's a crack shot, easily goes for the headshots. He's a skilled fighter in judo, aikido, jiu-jitsu, Krav Maga. Like he's kind of, Krav Maga we didn't really see, but he's also skilled just about any weapon he grabs a hold of, including a blade, nunchucks, as we saw in the fourth one. Fairly skilled with that as well. Gun kata, as the terminology is, using martial arts with his gun. He can take in a ridiculous amount of punishment. He's kind of unstoppable in terms of his mentality. But, okay, in terms of this girl's gadgets, are any of these going to be really capable of doing much? Let's find out. 24-hour extra power all day adhesive hair pomade. What the hell? That doesn't tell me what it does. Adhesive. I'm going to guess some sort of glue thing. 5-carat data processor pendant. That doesn't mean anything in a fight. All-in-one lipstick and titanium extendo rod. Okay, that might be useful. Somewhat useful in a fight. All-weather umbrella. Does that do anything? Okay. When the spies use a shield themselves from the rain of fire. Okay, all right. So that does at least, okay, compact, collapsible, Teflon coated armored umbrella. So basically, it's an umbrella shield. Think the Kingsman, basically. Okay, all right, that makes sense. That'd be useful. Extending ascot cable. That's basically just the cable. Anti-gravity propulsion ring. Okay, anti-glare, anti-hypnosis content doesn't matter. Applicating tracking device doesn't matter. Aqua Lips waterproof lipstick doesn't matter. Banana clip boomerang, I guess it would kind of matter, but John's a crack shot, probably blow that out of the air. Beretti tracking device, binoculars, blah blah blah, as they're called. Bolas gun, firing bolas. John might get tangled up in that. Boomerang, buzzsaw, Beretti? What the hell is that? They're hair barrettes. Not Beretta, barrettes. And they're literally barrettes. Okay. Okay. Boring amethyst charm, bracelet handcuffs, breathe easy, go anywhere air masks. Okay, there's a lot of these, but they only give me some information on some of them. And let's be honest, the girls probably don't carry all of these on them at any given time. And a lot of these aren't really good for combat. A lot of these are more like legitimate spy stuff. Trackers, hologram projection, like data hacking stuff. Okay, there's a sonic disintegrator boombox. Sonic is a gadget releases a powerful sonic wave that can disintegrate anything in its way and is used in a few episodes. Well, okay. If for some reason they have that and John gets in front of it, then he's dead. I will concede that. Realistically, what they might carry on their person And even then, John might duck out of the way from that. So, and maybe shoot it and just destroy the boombox. Oh, and he carries a knife. I should say John carries a knife. Look, I'm not trying to wank John here. In fact, if a lot of these gadgets were explained better, I'd be a lot more inclined to lean towards the girls, because it's 3-on-1. They're younger. They're in more of the prime of their life. They probably do have a decent amount of combat experience, and John can only handle so many people at once. But the fact of the matter is, there's nothing to indicate that those suits they're wearing are bulletproof. Correct me if I'm wrong on that. They are still teens, so they are arrogant a little bit. They're a little cocky, full of themselves, whereas John is very hard, bitter, and like, no, you need to die. He's just had a lot more experience under his belt. A lot of the weapons, like the buzzsaw, like barrettes and stuff like that, probably wouldn't even work because he's wearing body armor. So a lot of the stuff they're wearing that they have for actual combat isn't going to really be able to do much. And John, again, has more experience. Even if you go with like the whole lipstick turning into an aluminum rod for combat, theoretically, he's still more experienced, so he might just block and eventually grab the rod and just boom, shoot one of them. With the few defensive abilities they have, the umbrella's one, and John will probably stop after a few hits when he realizes the umbrella is just going to block his bullets, so he's just going to quickly either disappear or bypass the umbrella and then just shoot one of them. And this isn't even assuming that John doesn't headshot one of them at the very beginning of the fight. And that's not even assuming he doesn't headshot one of them and hits them somewhere else on non-bulletproof uniforms. I can't stress this enough. I'm almost positive those uniforms are not bulletproof. They're more just designed to look cool for them. They might be like aerodynamic to a certain degree. Like they have jetpacks on their backs in this picture, but that doesn't make the uniform bulletproof. Hold on. Are their suits bulletproof? Let's be fair here. Let me see if I can, because if their suits are bulletproof, that poses a whole different problem for John right now. They're cat suits. Hold on. Are the totally Spies? Okay, gadgets. Totally Spies suits. Let's see here now. Totally Spies costumes. Suits. Are they bulletproof? Are they bulletproof? All right, bulletproof. Let's see here. Totally Spies suits, are they bulletproof? That's what I want to know. The cat suits. Okay, there it is. All right. So, are they bulletproof? Let's see here. Geez, they got a lot of them. Cat suits in a uniform in almost every mission. Color does not matter at all. Color, unless it specifies on a villain, don't care. You're not giving me a lot to work with here. Overview. Literally, the overview is literally a sentence. They're like variant. Okay, let's try variants here. Addition. Attached jetpack, parachute. Cat suits. I'm not finding anything that says they're bulletproof. No, as far as I can tell, these suits are not bulletproof. They have specific suits designed for specific missions, like going into space, but they're not bulletproof, which kind of ends this fight before it begins. Because if they're like, oh yeah, apparently this guy's the Baba Yaga. What's that? It's Russian for boogeyman. It's like, look, I don't have time to deal with you girls right now. Go away. It's like, yeah, sorry, but we can't do it. We can't let you go. And then maybe try fighting him, and he kind of overwhelms in a fight. And eventually when it gets to the point where he's got to basically just pull a gun out on him, it's like, all right, let's do it. And then he just, and her shock, he shot us. Maybe he doesn't kill them. Maybe he just gives them a flesh wound. But he's shoulder shot, non-lethal if they get treatment, and they're not going to bleed out like in a couple of, but yeah. Or maybe he shoots them in the leg, just, now stop following me. And they'll go back to school or something, and just leaves. I think that's the biggest problem I have with this fight is John is no nonsense in this bullshit. If he'd give him a chance, especially if he sees that they're young girls. Like, oh, I don't want to do this. Come on. But if they're not giving him a choice, he'll do what he has to. And maybe he'll just put one in the leg, or maybe he'll put one in the shoulder, or whatever. Maybe he'll just make sure they're not going to follow him. But yeah, John, the fact is, these girls are young. They have experience, sure, but he's got decades more. And they're probably going to get a little cocky, because that's what happens. If this were Kim Possible versus John, well, Kim I'd put more serious than these girls. Kim would probably get cocky too. And he'd still probably, shoot her too, if he got the opportunity. So, actually, that might not be true. Kim's even younger than these girls, so he might not be inclined to shoot Kim. But either way, yeah, he'd shoot them if he had to. And they'd be like, oh, God. And so, yeah, I'd go Wick simply for the fact that he'd take it serious, probably more seriously than them. And if he really wanted to, he could just boom, 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 end the fight immediately, because they would not be expecting him, A, probably to be as crack a shot as he is, even with information given to them about him, and B, they're not designed to handle combat like that. Yeah, they can fight, but they're not designed to go. They're not assassins, is the problem. They're not wearing body armor. They're wearing cat suits, of all things. Anyway, so yeah, John Wick takes the fight, in my opinion. But look, it's just my opinion. What do you think? You think it'd be John, or do you think the girls could actually stand a shot? Legitimately, do you think they could stand a shot? Let me know. Until the end, by the way, yeah, there were a couple gadgets that if they used them, John would be done in an instant. That boombox, for example, he'd be done in an instant. But that assumes he stands right in front of it when it activates. Anyway, thanks for watching. See you next time.